Morning, chaps. How the devil? Right. This is going to be a bit Alice in Wonderland, this. This is going to be disappearing down the rabbit hole and then looking through the looking glass and then going back down the rabbit hole. Because the video I'm about to show you is me talking about an issue that's very important, and it includes a video of me going back to look at me going back talking about an issue that's very important. So, what's that? Three leaps through the vortex of time and space. But watch this. This was from the BBC Spews 12 2 weeks ago. Islamic terrorism. Remember me talking about that? So I did that last Sunday. I've talked about this for you guys now. This is total bollocks. He's told them what he wants. He's told them why he needs to do it. He's told them what the issue is. And they just want to stick their fingers in their ears, as usual, fields before reels, and just go, it's not happening, everything's fucking fine. Everything's fine, fuck it, it'll be sorted. They're only occasionally scattering children up the walls of fucking stadiums. Well, lo and behold, the lefties were crying about it, saying, oh my god, I can't believe he's brought up an inconvenient fact. As if it's always the same thing. As if whenever you talk about this, you're making a mountain out of a molehill. We're not making a mountain out of a molehill. We're making a fucking molehill out of a mountain. We're making an anthill out of a fucking ant farm. That wasn't even a good analogy. The point is, it's the exact opposite of the truth. So the teacher's been beheaded in a suburb northwest of the French capital. Not a small issue, is it? It's kind of weird that we seem to spend more time now worrying about fucking platitudes than people getting the fucking heads lopped off in the middle of formerly civilized European cities. Like, have you noticed? It hasn't been that big of a story. Like, it's not front and centre on every page you got. They're more interested in, like, oh, look, Joe Biden's son's a lying little shit. Or, oh, we might not have a Brexit deal. It's like you've just had a bloke get his fucking nut lopped off in the middle of Paris. And people are like, yeah, well, shit happens. I guess as Sadiq Khan says, it's all part and parcel of living in a big city. It isn't. It isn't. Being approached by prostitutes is part and parcel of living in a big city. Seeing litter is part and parcel of living in a big city. I don't want my standards to go so low that I think getting your fucking head lopped off on the way to work is part and parcel of living in a big city. Sorry, I don't want to give up and just throw my hands up and say, well, it's part and parcel. It isn't, Sadiq, you fucking numbnut. Well, so I was very angry there, wasn't I? I was rightfully angry, right? That was righteous fury about the fact that we seem to have given up. We've just accepted. In fact, not even that. We haven't just accepted that we have to let people get beheaded in the middle of European cities. Big tech, because I've only ever had one warning on my account. And guess who I was criticising? Guess which sizable minority from a certain faith-based group? Guess which of them I dared to level sensible, reasonable criticism of, backed up with evidence? Guess. In fact, I won't even say it. I was trying not to use the R word, I was trying not to use the M word, I'm trying not to use the I word, because we are living in an authoritarian dictatorship ruled over by big tech. And if you criticise the belief systems that cause things like this to happen, like Richard Dawkins is allowed to do because he's posh and he wears a nice suit and he has a very nice accent, if you even criticise the problem, the root cause, you get slammed. So I'll try not to use those three words, and I'll be very, very angry, and I'll once again cover it, because I've been talking about this for years, and I'll keep talking about it, no matter how many times they try and silence me, and I'll keep talking about it, and if they shut my channel down, and I'll go and talk about it to the 7 people that follow me on BitChute. But this is unacceptable to a level that I can barely put into words. I wish I had something stronger than words that could convey what I'm talking about. Like, if doing this with my cock out in the middle of the town square would prove the point better and not simply get me arrested, I would do it. But it does feel as if words are too hollow. So, the obvious has happened again. The fucking obvious. The obvious has happened again. And it will continue to happen. Like the Madrid train bombing, or like 9/11, or like 7/7, or like the Nice truck attack, or like the stabbing of children at the Beslan school massacre, or like the Manchester bombing, or like the London Bridge bombing, or like... These ones I'm just reeling off. I'm not using Google, don't need to. I've just got them all in my head now, because I know them all, because I read the papers every day. Charlie Hebdo was a fucking... Compared to this Beslan school massacre, if you don't know what that is, Google it. Holy shit. Some of this stuff is just uncivilized, isn't the word for it. It is savage barbarism, medieval barbarism of the worst kind, and our government are not interested in tackling the problem, and big tech will help them obfuscate the problem. So, without mentioning those three words, let's talk about this splendid fellow that's once again got a bit stabby in the middle of Paris. Stabby in Paris. That's what I shall call this video. Stabby in Paris. Good of the BBC to put scare quotes around the T word there, isn't it? Good of them to do that. It's in scare quotes because anything that has anything to do with the followers, the very splendid followers of a very splendid Bronze Age mythology, you got to put scare quotes around that. Like, not really. Not really that, is it? It's not. It's just a random occurrence. Random. Definitely no ideology that causes it to happen. Nah, nothing to see here, chaps. Says 3 people have been killed in a knife attack at a church in the French city of... well, I'll tell you what. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that. I mean, nothing bad ever happens in Nice. Nah, nothing. Nice is sound. I mean, 86 people got squashed like frogs by a savage, and another 458 got minor abrasions, and it definitely was a baguette-carrying, pasty ginger Frenchman that did it. Definitely. So, nothing to see here. It's an aberration. Nothing bad usually happens in Nice. The Nice mayor said there'd been a minor altercation at the heart of Notre Dame. I've started saying that like an American. Notre Dame. The hunchback of Notre Dame. Don't want to lose my accent. Remember not to pronounce those H's. One elderly victim who would come to pray was virtually... No, that never happens. Never happens, that. They don't do that very often. Also, as an aside, look at the absolute state of the New York Times. That once proud paper that's now turned into the fucking Beano. I've noticed how they've blamed that on French integration. Like, unless this is like Clockwork Orange and the one who's to get immigrants, take them in, strap them to a chair, prise their eyeballs open, and somehow rewire their brains. I love the way that they're blaming this on the French government. Guys come over from third world countries where they're not interested in reading, writing and arithmetic. They're not interested in little girls getting a good education. They're interested in mind fucking you with a certain very old, very illogical, scientifically illiterate ideology that was written by an epileptic goat herder. Yeah. They want to do that instead. And then when they go a bit bonkers, we go, it's the fault of the French, this. Definitely the fault of the French. So, yeah, it's all their fault. Damn you. Damn the French. But I wasn't actually thinking of that one. I was thinking of the other one. There's so many beheadings, so little time. Oh, there we go. That was July 26, two austere religious scholars attack participants in a mass at a Catholic. We can say that word. Catholic, dirty, horrible. I'm over-egging the pudding, I apologise. A church in Normandy, chopped off an 85-year-old priest head. You know, if there's anyone who deserves it, it's 85-year-old priests. Therefore, what had that horrible bastard been doing? Must have done something. Surely he done something. So yeah, weird that, innit? Weird someone would get virtually beheaded in France. You never see that. It's as rare as rocking horse shit. Mr. Strozzi spoke of, look, scare quotes, you can't say that. I suggest we send the police, round Mr. Estrosi's house and lock him in the salt mines for being cruel. Cruel and mean, yeah? We can live with the occasional ad hoc decapitation. We can live with that. But you don't get to say those words, Mr. Estrosi. Says President Emmanuel Macron arrived in Nice and is meeting police officers. Well, that'll do, Lords, yeah. I'll tell you what we need. We need another meeting. Someone's lost their head? Meeting. Quick, have a meeting. That'll sort it out. Police have not suggested a more. Every time from the BBC. Every time. Well, we've got no idea why he did it. No idea. You know what? He was probably one of those horrible white football supporters, and his team lost. His team lost, and he couldn't handle the rage. So he went, Zut alors, Paris Saint-Germain lost again. And he just lopped someone's napper off. Yeah, he thought, fuck it, I can't deal with the rage of seeing my boys get beat. I'll just do what white working class scum do, and I'll lop someone's nut off. Yeah, seems reasonable. And I love that, right? Some dude gets his head chopped off. Some poor innocent man gets his head chopped off. And they're going, right, how dare the French president say that this is bad? Let's boycott all the French goods. Yeah, cheers then. It's beyond parody, this stuff, isn't it? It's like Brass Eye in the 90s, like all of this stuff. Every aspect of it, from the censorship, from big tech and the mainstream media, to the response from the authorities, to the scare quote around everything, to the talking about boycotting French goods. It is beyond parody. It's beyond parody. It's like catching a 40-year-old man shagging a 5-year-old and putting the little girl in the dock, and then all of the reporters and the mayors and the big tech giants and the mainstream media talking heads and all of the cleverest people in society crowding around and pointing the finger at her and saying, look what she did. We're living in cloud cuckoo land. Meanwhile, 2 further attacks took place. Oh, that's weird. One in France. It's bloody French. Can't trust them to do anything. And one in... Oh, see, now that is weird. Somewhere as secular and civilised as that. That is really, really weird. So a man was shot dead in Avignon after threatening police with a gun, and another guy was attacked in Saudi Arabia in Jeddah. What is known about the attack in Nice? I'll tell you what, before I start reading this, because I've done it a few times, I'm going to start reading from here, and we'll see how many times the BBC mentions the word. This is the same BBC, if you remember rightly, was pressured by David Cameron into never using the 3 words that I've just said are non-kosher. Kosher, you can use that word. We can slag the Jews. You can slag them off. Not kosher. This is the BBC that stopped reporting on it. They used to put so-called in front of everything. Do you remember that? Remember when the BBC every single time they used to say, so they used to put so-called in front of it. Presented without comment, lads. Presented without comment. Yeah, but I'll go through from here, and I want to see how many times those 3 words are mentioned. Because they love avoiding the terms. They like to a ghost did it. According to the BBC, a ghost did it. Let's just see. What is known about the attack in Nice? Well, we all know. I could sum up in a sentence. Who did it and what happened and why. But we'll see. Well, let's see what the BBC makes of it. What is known about the attack in Nice? 2 of those who died were attacked inside the church. The elderly woman and man who was found with his throat cut, reports said. A woman managed to flee to a nearby cafe after being stabbed several times. By who? Attacked by who? Stabbed by who? Who? Who would do such a thing? No one knows. It later emerged a witness had managed to raise the alarm with a special protection system set up by the city. Chloe, she gets a name drop. Chloe, a witness who lives near the church, told the BBC, we heard many people shouting. We saw from the window there were many, many policemen and gunshots, many gunshots. Tom Vanier, a journalism student who arrived at the scene just after the attack, said people were crying on the street. Yeah, sometimes happens. People are a bit soft when they watch a decapitation. For some reason, it alarms people. Sadiq Khan doesn't get alarmed by it because it's all part and parcel of living in a big city, but normal people do. 4 years ago, Nice was the scene of another terror attack when a Tunisian drove a truck into a crowd celebrating Bastille Day. Ah, right. And did he follow a certain ideology? Did he? No mention. No mention why. No mention why, what the ideology is, what the belief system is. Just, no, don't need to talk about any of that. Oh, there we are, done. So no mention. No mention of the I word, no mention of the M word. Just lots of bad things happening. How strange. Disorientated and frightened by analysis by Hugh Schofield, the posh upper-class twat who knows absolutely nothing about reality. Does he use the words? Nothing of the M word, nothing of the I word. Just, oh yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, you get the C word in there, you can find that, but no. So it's just one of them things, all part and parcel. Nothing to see here, chaps. Nothing to see here. Be fucking leavable.